Now I have to work it. Whoops. I want this to be very, very smooth. Okay. Beautiful. And because I'm a man and I'm cooking, I also make a mess. The good thing about the induction hob, especially this one, is that I can spill milk or cream onto the glass, and because there's no heat, it's perfectly clean. It's a really good piece of work. This is like gold. It's like black gold. It takes a long time to make, and it's made from beef bones and red wine and water. Cooked for a long time. Red wine, peppercorns. These are green peppercorns. Perfect. Oh, lovely. Perfect, beautiful. Now I take them out of the pan and turn them over. This means that any juices that have come down, I now turn them and they have to go down again. The juices stay in the meat. Okay, now the wine has reduced a long way. We only have a little bit left. Now more cooking while it's resting. That's beautiful. We don't need very much. This is fine for one portion or two portions. And this takes 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, now we're going to finish this sauce to make it even richer with some little pieces of butter. I'll turn the heat down. A tiny bit of crème de cassis. Like that. Oh yeah, look at this. The consistency, perfect. So, a little bit of kale, just beautiful and green, like that. Regarde. Rose, pink. Perfect slices. And now the sauce. Just come some. There we are. This is the pavé of roe deer, venison, with pomme puree, a peppercorn sauce, and garden kale. Very simple, all beautiful ingredients from here in Berkshire for your pleasure.
I'm Julien Bompard, chef in Singapore. I have my own restaurant, Le Saint Julien Restaurant. For the past 7 years, I've owned that restaurant based on the French cuisine, the gastronomy, the comfort of the food, and of course all the products of France and all the cooking of every region of France. The French cuisine, cuisine of my own character, I would say. So today we'll do another dish. Very much on a seafood. It's all about the ingredient and what we want to show. So everything is very need a cooking very precise. In the same time, you have to be very straightforward to really capture all the flavor. Japanese scallop. I'm using a salmon actually from New Zealand, which is actually a very freshwater salmon. We will have some green asparagus, and then a little medley of herbs, which compose of really about 5 or 6 different herbs from parsley, dill, chervil, and everything. So I will use a garlic butter, based on a garlic butter. So butter, garlic, olive oil, parsley, a bit of anise, of Pernod, anything like that, to give more flavor. And then we flatten it. So this is purely butter, and it becomes now a bit like a sheet of butter. So that's very easy actually to handle, very easy to work with. We just keep it in a freezer Now that is easy to handle. Of course, if we wait too long, the butter starts to be soft, it gets sticky on the board, so it's much better to have it from the freezer, to cut it, and the important part, so that will protect our salmon. A bit of oil on our tray, our salmon. So the good part, we don't need to do any seasoning, anything, because all the seasoning is inside of that butter and it will go on top of it. Okay, so now we go straight in oven. Here we are, and with the grill on top, which will really just get the heat from the top, the grill going just to heat the butter to get the nice crispy. I'm just going to cut them in half. So here what we want to get is a little bit of that really colorful and slightly burnt flavor. So because the asparagus will always curve a little bit, we can use even a cover to press them properly. Now we'll just finish them again with a little dash of oil. So we'll use more like some olive oil, very healthy oil, very flavorful. So beautiful color, a lot of aroma here from the grill aspect. We're going to cook the scallop. We can hear the noise, it should really scrape on it. We will stick the scallop to the pan. Hop. Seasoning of salt. I'm using for the occasion here a piment d'Espelette. Get all that crunchy flavor. Same as for the asparagus, we finish with a touch of oil. And here our scallop is perfectly cooked, perfectly juicy inside, still medium rare. I would say still rare inside, but have that color will give all the flavor. So here we come in to have a look at our salmon to see how that is doing. And look at that, that's exactly what we wanted. The butter is still on top of it, the salmon stays a nice, beautiful color, it's been protected, nothing affects too much the salmon. And now we'll use our sauce, which is wrapped in a little papillote, our sauce, directly in a pan like that. That will cook slowly, we will just wait then the sauce boil into it. It will take about 2 minutes. And during that time, we will start to place in our plate, we have our beautiful plancha asparagus, crunchy, tasty. Our salmon will have all the flavor from the garlic butter, keeping a nice color to it. Our sea scallop, look at that, full of color. This is all about the flavor. All that in one side. This is full of aroma. We have to always think of that. The herbs are not here for decoration. They are here to give the green aspect, the garden aspect. So here our sauce starting to be boiling inside of that. And here, directly here, that will be my sauce. We will stay hot until the gas heated. I finish always with my piment d'Espelette. And now we have a dish full of flavor, using all the natural product. Perfect to eat, ready to go. Oh, just a good appetite for that.
Welcome to my home. I'm Jacques Lemont, and we have been now in Australia for 28 years. Our restaurant has been named again this year the #1 in Melbourne, and we're very, very proud of that. What is extraordinary is all the great products that we got in this country and the way that we developed our style of cuisine, which is very, very unique. We use a lot of Asian ingredients, a lot of Asian influences. We don't do stocks or biases, you know, it's pretty much the product by itself, and it's very, very fragrant. We are also really, really proud to have this brand here, Dirty Trish, because it's an absolute gem to work with. And in my home, this is what I use. In a restaurant, we have different equipment, but that's a great pleasure for us to be here with Dirty Trish.
So now we're making the creme pâte, as you said. We're gonna start, we have our milk on the stove. Pour it in there. Jug it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix the creme pâte that we've done. As you can see, it's very light. We're gonna mix it with the chocolate.
This has got to be at the same temperature, and that's very important, of course. You ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Put it in there.
Okay. Okay, study what's the lowest time. So now we're going to mix.
Just a little bit to start with. Yeah,
So don't put too much.
too much, just a little bit. So we break the lumps in it.
Beautiful. So, ready?
Yep.
Okay. Gentle.
Now we fold.
Voilà. So this is the way that we fold through, so you don't break your texture. You keep it light and airy. It will stay as such for up to 3 hours. That's good.
Okay.
Beautiful. You see how the mixture is really, really firm, really, really beautiful. Look at that. In the Dirty Trish ovens, 200 degrees Celsius. Okay. So now we're ready to go in the oven. So 6 to 7 minutes we'll have a look, as we can have this the opportunity to see through with this oven. It's much easier. Here we go. Voila. Look at this. This is what we can call a real souffle. Yo-yo.
Yes, it is,
Hey, look at that. This is fantastic. And you see the big advantage as well, then you can see through with the lights in this oven. And the way that they have the Dirty Trish compose this oven is really, really clever, because you get the whole intensity of the heat all around. And it's all the same. Very good.
Welcome to my kitchen, ladies and gentlemen. I am George Kyprianou from Cyprus. We will start the main course. We add a little bit of oil in our pan. For making sauté, we put the fillet in the. We put some salt, some pepper. We put some aromatics like rosemary and some thyme. At the end we will put a little bit of butter or olive oil if you like. We put it in the oven of the Dirty. We close and it's just 10 minutes. We fried also some starch. It's like a potato. It's a type of taro. We use the kumantaria for making our sauce. Take it out. We're ready. For the core, we will add the kind of taro. And this is ready. Bon appetit.
Okay, my name is Chashaya. I'm currently working as director of a Suan Dusit International School. It's a culinary school in Bangkok. So I will first start mix the taro paste. This one we steam it until it's cooked, and then we just pass it through sieve. So until you get the fine paste of the taro, okay? And then I will mix it with milk first, just to make sure it will combine when we put it in with other ingredients. Okay, then I will start with egg yolk and some sugar. And whipped cream. And then I will put the taro. It's my creation. Just to make sure we don't get like big lumps of taro underneath. So around 140 degrees Celsius, and it would take around 15 to 20 minutes. So it should be ready. We should put it in the fridge, wait until it cools down, and put it in the fridge until it's quite cold. And after that, we will put the caramel on top. So I will start like 3 at a time. Just run around the edge a little bit, just to make sure no like extra sugar catch on the side. So just burn it little by little, otherwise it get burned easily. we make a little cut in it, just to put our decoration in, just a little bit for color. So that's all for the first one.
So I'm Julien Bompard. I'm actually a chef and owner of a restaurant here in Singapore. I opened my restaurant about 7 years ago now. A French fine dining, all the French gastronomy that we do there for 7 years. We're going to start with this, with the nice dog's liver, that we have it here. We're going to do some nice escalope. To go with that, I have some grapes. Here I put the grapes, I already peeled them. We remove all the seed to make sure there is not too much bite on it. During that time we have a little jus, so a little duck jus, a nice little sauce to go with it. Straight away, the grape getting a little nice little golden color slowly. Just a little touch now at the end of the oil with the grape. So it's going to be smoky, very honest color. Up, so we reduce the heat just by the press of one button. And we're going to go to pansir our foie gras. And we're going to go, so very hot. Color is already coming beautifully. Look at that. And here, to symbolize the grape, we're going to represent really the grape. So it's simple to do, straightforward. We keep the essential of the product. And we have a little stick, like a leaf to make it. Just tell you one thing, is eat me straight away. The pleasure of it when it's just come out of the pan and being able to eat it, that where really all the flavor come up. Then the juice come around, ready to enjoy.
My name is Adrian Kedles, and I'm the chef of Restaurant Cipollino, and also I consult Restaurant Grand Cru and Restaurant des Sats. All the restaurant is here in Moscow. We make a lump of dukkha. What is this dukkha? Dukkha is the mix of nuts